Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another segment of Warm Yogurt on Your Back. I am Xavier,
And I'm Mr. J.
and this is. I wanted to set this one up because I want to call this clarification of something that involves one of our previous episodes called discrimination. Uh, the clarification is not what he's thinking or what I'm thinking in terms of actual discrimination. We're simply on different sides of it. But the reason why it's clarification is because of why we are on different sides of it. And that is, in my opinion, my belief, is we view the world in different ways. When you log on to any social media whatsoever, you see how terrible the world is. Kids getting shot everywhere. Every single day there's bombs exploding and we're horrible fucking people. It's not actually true. The world, for the most part, in my opinion, is full of some damn good fucking people. And I like when Mr. J was discussing how he went straight to racism as an issue with discrimination, why I was simply saying the laws shouldn't be there, is because, in my opinion, I think he looks at everybody as a bunch of fuckwits and he doesn't give two flying fucks about them and they're all bad. Am I wrong in that thought process, Mr. J?
I wouldn't go so far as to call them fuckwits, but they're definitely
I was actually trying to use your words.
that. Then fuckwit is not in my
That
vocabulary.
is true.
That's going back to racism. That's white people terminology. But no, I think for the most part that humans are evil fucking creatures, and that by nature, I think that the human race is evil and they need to be taught good.
I disagree.
Of course you would.
But, well, dick.
I mean, you're an argumentative son of a bitch. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Humans, we are flawed. Absolutely. We have thousands of years of domination, conquering, bloodshed in our system. It's going to take us quite a long time to get past that. But if you actually look at a lot of the problems all over the world, it is not by the people that is committing these atrocities. They're governments.
I don't disagree with that.
Well, that's my point, is that the terrible few are actually creating a bad world. The majority, like everybody says, oh, if you go to the South, it's just full of racists. That's not fucking true.
How do you know? You live in the North, motherfucker.
Dude, I've been there countless fucking times. If anything, the South, who live close to your people, they have been living with your people, half of your people, for generations. After a certain point, they got used to it. And this silly assumption that everyone is a fucking racist is what's troubling. That everybody, like what's going on right now with the gun bullshit, okay? Literally 100 plus million Americans, gun owners, are about to be punished for the atrocities of literally 12 people that have done bad things over the past decade. Which in any society of 320 million plus people, that only a handful of people do these terrible things, that's normal. That's very normal. And you can't do a Minority Report where you're going to try and create a pre-crime fucking world. Then everyone becomes a fucking criminal. And that's what I think the actual flaw in this current society is that they're trying to create this better, safer world, but they're taking our rights away. When everybody sees what happens with the shooter down at the school, all they see is, oh, this bad guy did a whole bunch of things with guns, and therefore guns should be regulated. And all I see is 100+ million Americans who own guns did not commit that crime. Why should we be punished for the acts of the few? That's not logical at all. And I think that's what the actual opposing views with you and I are concerned with a lot of this, is that I think you see this from just simply a different perspective than I do. You look at them as one way, I look at them as another way. Am I wrong?
No, I'm just saying it's my opinion, your opinion. That's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure where you're going with this.
I think it all comes down to personal perception of the world and humans in general.
Isn't that pretty much what every one of our segments is about?
Yes, but the issue is that our segments are simply opinions from video as opposed to people who want to put lawmakers into office that will put a barrel of a gun to your head and say, do as I say, but not as I do. Because of the atrocities of the few, the many must suffer. Which is why I brought up discrimination. Yes, there are racists in the world. There will always be racists in the world. I find it totally hilarious that some of my friends, they post things on Facebook about philosophy and everything. And like, I can dig the philosophy, but it's incredibly naive. You don't bomb for peace. That's like fucking for virginity. Yeah, well, have you ever had someone want to kill you? You want peace in your life? You might have to kill them in return. That's how that shit works.
Fair enough.
And it's just,
I'm okay with that concept.
well, yeah, it's I don't want this world that people are starting to go to where we absolutely must just destroy everybody's rights and actual liberty just to feel safe.
Okay.
I'm just saying that it's just a perception issue, as it always is.
And we're in agreement on that. I'm just trying to kind of figure out where you're going with all this. To be honest with you.
I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just trying to give a clarification.
Well, I mean, like I explained to you via our messages prior to this episode, I didn't feel that it really needed a clarification. It's just like our debates back and forth on our episodes, especially if we have solid opposing views. It's your perception versus my perception. Just like we spoke about in the art episode, it's how people perceive the piece of art. They can see it as one way, whereas somebody else would see it as another. That's how everybody is going to look at all of these videos. Therefore, a clarification, it's like making these videos and giving the viewers an instruction manual.
Right.
Which, I guess with the way society's dumbed down these days, you kind of have to.
Well, unlike a lot of YouTubers, do not look at anybody who watches our shows and treats them like fucking children. I expect them to be adults.
I don't. I actually expect them to fly off the handle with non-factual rantings just to make themselves feel better.
Oh, I didn't say it doesn't happen. I just said I expect it. If they choose to rant like children with non-factual information.
No, and honestly, that's what I expect out of people because, I mean, when it comes down to it, this channel is basically the video equivalent of social media.
Yeah.
So, and what happens when people weak-minded individuals are introduced into a world of social media filled with,
Opposing viewpoints.
yeah, it's like, okay, I'm going to choose one side or the other. Okay, I can't see things from both angles. I have to decide. I don't know if I can decide. This guy said this on the internet, so it's got to be true. But I read this, so that has to be true. Now, which one of these is telling the truth? It's I don't know. I don't know. Somebody tell me what to do.
Anxiety and depression just hit you.
Yeah, it's like, just like I explained before, it's the fucking sheep falling in line.
Right.
So I guess for anybody out there that's watching this instruction manual for warm yogurt on your back, do some fucking research and be an individual and learn your fucking facts before you go off on a tangent.
I can even go further than that.
Okay?
You want to research and do what the hell you want, believe what the hell you want. I'm absolutely fine with that. Stop hating people that you disagree with. It's unnecessary.
Well, I'm not even telling them to stop hating people that they disagree with. I mean, hate whoever the fuck you want. But if you're going to hate somebody, I mean, have a valid fucking reason for hating them.
That's what, yeah, I actually agree with you on that one. That's what I meant to say.
I mean, and the other thing is that, you know, if you're that strong about a fucking belief, stand behind your belief.
Right.
Stand on the fucking rooftops and shout it.
Yep.
Don't be a bitch and tell it just to your inner circle.
Right.
And expect to make a change in the world.
Right.
Because it's not going to happen.
Right.
Get out there and get your voice heard.
Right.
Stand behind your belief, whether it's right, wrong, moral, immoral, whatever. Whatever the fucking case is.
Principles and dignity.
Exactly. If you feel that strongly about it, stand behind it.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I just think everybody's going off their rocker. Gosh damn it. And like with that segment, this is I will title this the instruction manual.
You're welcome.
It'll be fun to make the picture for it though. That'll be real difficult.
Yeah, I could actually do up an instruction manual, include the butthurt pussy part of the disclaimer in there, if you want.
You might. I just might need you to do that. Yeah.
We could even make it look like a little fucking pill bottle. Because some of this shit is hard to fucking swallow.
Right.
Take with plenty of fucking water, bitches.
But yeah, it's people going overboard. Over nonsense. And
Lemmings.
Yeah.
Lemmings.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the cliff. Let's keep jumping. Yeah.
Eventually enough dead lemmings will pile up at the bottom of the cliff that the last one that falls may not get hurt.
May not. He'll just jump off of that pile.
What?
All right, so that's the instruction manual for warm yogurt on your back. Until next time, I am Xavier.
I'm Mr. J.
And
I guess we're out.